Welcome to Let's Unpack Your Why. This is a safe place to celebrate your authentic self and discover your purpose. Each episode, we dive into honest conversations about the deeper purpose behind our journeys. I'm Shayla Diamond, and today we're excited to have Kaylin joining us. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your business, Kaylin?
Sure thing. Hi, guys. My name is Kalen. I'm an Atlanta-based creative and entrepreneur behind Air 404 or Air, whatever you know me as. I also work in sales. That's my day job. I sell motorcycles every day. It's pretty cool. And what I create basically pulls from art, culture, fashion, and my own experiences. Also while trying to create something meaningful without having everything figured out.
Awesome. And I just want to mention it. I know that when I first met you, you told me about the history behind the spelling in your company name. So you actually have ever spelled incorrectly. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a kid, and this is like the whole philosophy behind the brand. My mom used to write up my homework so bad, bro. Like she was so anal about me having everything right and it being correct and grammatical and advanced for my age because she wanted me to push myself hard to be good at school. So I spelled error incorrectly because I knew it was always something that she would know and she would notice. And that was the first thing she said when I showed it to her. And it always was like, wow, okay, cool. And then the pink was always a reminder of her annotations on my work because she always used to mark my stuff up in pink. It was the craziest thing. It used to be so annoying.
So would you say that your mom really motivated you to start this business?
Yeah, in a sense, it at first it was just kind of like a nod to her, but now it's becoming more of like an homage of a legacy that I wanted to build for her in the end because unfortunately she passed away a couple years ago. So ever since then I've wanted to kind of step behind this full force.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure she's looking down. She's very proud of you.
I hope so.
Yeah. So, in addition to the homage to your mom, what else motivated you to keep creating and promoting yourself?
I mean, honestly, it was really mostly just because in today's era, like you don't see the unpolished side of things. Everything on social media is perfect. Everything's been ran through a marketing company. Everything's been looked over by a legal department. Everything is safe. Everything is kind of fabricated. I wanted to make something that was for people who are still figuring it out, who are still walking the line between success and failure. The people who are day in, day out making that same struggle that all of us face in order to separate ourselves from everything else. You know what I mean? Like this brand isn't for people who already have their shit together. It's for people who are figuring it out.
I think that's perfect. I think that's beautiful. And that's one of the main reasons why I invited you onto this platform because we're all about showing our authentic self. So, we're not perfect every day. Some days we give 100%, some days we give 20%. And I feel like it's really important to find the people who support you when you're at that 20 so that the 100 can really feel valuable.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my God.
So, what are some challenges you faced throughout your journey?
Honestly, my biggest challenge as of yet has been operating with limited resources, right? Like I don't have a walking bank that I can just talk to and be like, hey, I need $10,000 to create blanks and get this printed up and have mock-ups at any given point. So with the limited time, the limited resources I have and no guaranteed outcome, it's been the biggest thing. Like I've always had to start small. And whether that meant selling like hoodies at my college campus, out of my car, or just walking around Midtown with keychains and stickers on hand, just handing them out. Like it's always been starting small and starting with nothing. Like that's been my biggest challenge as of yet. I can't say that I was able to do it by myself, of course, but for the most part, it's been me trying to fund everything, do everything, and learn everything. So that way, when it comes time for me to actually get the ball rolling and I've actually got some traction, I can still keep going and operate.
That's great. That's really motivating. I feel like that's really important in entrepreneurship because one, you have to learn all the aspects of your business so you can know how to do everything. So when it's time to start hiring people, you can train them and all that good stuff. And then figuring out how to keep going with what you have. A lot of people say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that because I don't have X, Y, and Z. But the people like you who see what they have and just make something out of nothing, those are the ones that are going to keep on going because nothing can stop you, right? So what are some of the things you're doing to overcome those challenges?
I mean, the best way that I try and overcome like any of the challenges I treat them like information instead of like proof that I should quit, if that makes any sense. Like every time I fail, I grow. Like every time I mess something up, I figure out how to do it better the next time. Like you always have to move forward with failure.
Yes,
The more you move forward, the more failure you're gonna have, the more you're gonna grow. It's just the way it works. Like you're gonna fall on your face plenty of times, and there will be no shortage of that. But that doesn't mean you stop
exactly. I love that you said that. I feel like you can't succeed without failure. That's how
at
you learn.
all.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that says that you can succeed without failure is lying to you. Don't believe none of them course people that be trying to sell you them courses, man. They try to get you.
This their fifth course they're trying to sell, and they finally got.
Fifth one, bro.
So, what are some things that you do or use to stay grounded while creating?
I mean, the best thing that I do is stay connected to real life instead of social media. Like I don't try to ground myself in other people's lives. Like I'll go ride my motorcycle. I'll go start drawing something. I'll try something. Like I'll go try a new restaurant with my fiance, or I'll listen to some music. I'll create a mix. Like I'll hop on BandLab. I'll make a song. I'll do something other than what I'm doing here in order to keep me going there. Because it's like I can't have one without the other. I'm an extremely creative person and I try to put it through all the avenues I can. And it's honestly like a double-edged sword because when I'm not attached to social media, I don't post. And when I don't post, I don't gain followers. So it's kind of like I'm in a never-ending cycle right now of just trying to find the balance.
Yeah, I agree with that. I had a hard time where I just wanted to stop social media altogether because I felt like it was really distracting. And the same times you said, if you don't post, you don't get followers, you can't promote your business. So I had to stay on social media, right? But I feel like if you find that balance, like you said, you're working on, and step into the physical and outside world, connecting with people in real life, and then, dibbling dabbling back into social media because you do have to stay updated on
You
trends and stuff
do,
like that.
man.
But having that no phone zone or that no screen time zone where you are pouring into your loved ones, yourself, and your environment is really important.
Yeah, and I think like the honestly like the biggest thing is focusing on the next step as opposed to trying to figure everything out in one fell swoop. Like you're here, but you have to make a guideline to where you want to be. So you can't manifest what you want if you don't know how to get there. Like it's not always the end goal. It's always how can I make this next step easier? What can I do next that'll make my life easier ahead of time?
Exactly. And I want to build off that as well. So I like us being creatives, I know when I made my logo and stuff like that, like I drew it out and I sketched it and I gave it to a graphic designer to create it. Now we're in a time where AI is literally everywhere. Everybody's doing everything via AI.
Bro, like
ChatGPT flyers are taking over.
that shit is an epidemic, bro. If I see a
Literally.
chat flyer, I'm not going to that shit at all. Forget it. Don't catch me at no chat event flyer, man.
So bad.
No.
They all look the same.
They're the same fucking flyer. They're just different colors, bro.
Goodness. So what are some things that you do to kind of stay away from the AI and like kind of create your own materials authentically?
I mean, honestly, there's no escaping AI, right? It's in everything we do. It's all about how you use it. Like, you can ask AI questions about like stuff that you don't know about. You can ask it to help you research, help you find materials to research the stuff that you're doing, help you figure out like analytics and stuff to track numbers. You don't use AI in your creative process though. Like you have to separate AI from that. You can't ask AI for ideas. You know what I mean? Like AI will be able to generate you whatever you want, but there's always going to be those little flaws that anybody that's actually like ingrained in what you do will be able to point out. They'll be like, "You didn't make this. Who
Exactly.
made this?" So my biggest fear is stepping away from what makes me authentic creatively. So whenever it comes down to designs, you don't ask AI about the designs. They're gonna tell you to fix this, fix that, make this bigger, make that bigger. Leave it the way it is. The way you have it is the way it is.
Yeah.
Like a human's mind will always overstep AI's comparabilities. Like we have a big ass mass of fat up here that controls every decision we make. All it has is a computer.
Yeah. And it's basing their answers like it's not even all the way 100% correct because
Right,
it's just basing answers off of what they think the our brain will say, right? Not
right.
even factual information.
It's a never ending feedback loop of just Glazing. You just glazing yourself talking to the AI, bro. Of course it's gonna tell you you could hit the lottery tomorrow.
I feel like it's a crutch in some way. Some people, especially entrepreneurs, it can get overwhelming because you're by yourself, you're working hard, and you need that relief sometimes. But then they rely on AI like to create everything, and it's you can tell like that, right? And then you lose
Immediately, bro.
valuable customers because they don't. Some people don't even like AI at all. Like they don't want anything touched by AI.
They
So
don't want nothing touched by AI. So when it comes down to anything I make, whether it be these shirts, whether it be these keychains, none of AI could help me make this. Like this was all me sitting in a room by myself, looking at my computer and putting this shit together by hand.
mhm,
Because there's no way I could sit there and sell something about being authentic and being true to who you are and not being polished and also make some shit on AI.
exactly,
There's just that's like crazy,
it's
crazy work.
it's contradicting itself. I was debating because this is fairly new to me, like speaking in front of the camera and all that stuff, voiceovers. So I was debating like doing like a fake voiceover to do it. And I was like, my whole brand is about being authentic. So I need to get on here. I need to face my fears,
Just do it,
get
bruh.
over it. Yep. So thank you for being authentic and staying true to yourself.
Of course,
Um, yeah, I
got
feel
to
like
be.
handmade work is, even though we have, the AI taking over, I feel like people really value handmade work now, and it's going to be even more.
That's gonna be the staple. If you got some shit you can make with your own two hands, people are gonna want that every single day of the week, as opposed to you buying something made by a computer that don't care about what's actually going on. Like AI can explain the nuances of systemic racism or misogyny to you in depth and detail and cite sources, but it will never be able to feel what it's like to walk into a gas station and have all eyes on you, or to be catcalled, or to be like misgendered. It will never be able to feel those emotions. They can't comprehend that kind of complexity.
Have you ever had to choose yourself even when it disappointed others while creating?
This actually happened pretty recently. So I had to make the decision to change the way I ran my business. And a lot of the people that were supporting me in the first half were kind of like, oh, well, this is different. Like, why do you want to launch it like this? Because I want to transition Air into more so a lifestyle brand as opposed to a clothing brand. I want to reach out to a lot further of an audience, like a lot broader of an audience. So, like, I want to have Air keychains, like I want to have the Air rolling trays. I want to have the Air room fragrances, that kind of thing. Like I want to expand into stuff that you can use in your everyday life and then have the clothes be a subsidiary of that as opposed to it just being the main focus. Because clothes and clothing brands are starting to change and they're starting to become like too saturated. So I want to have something a little different. And it's like it's weird because like now it's the people that were supporting me full heartedly are like, okay, I don't know about this though. And I'm like, well, it's what it's gonna be. It's either gonna take off and you're gonna be with it, or you're just gonna be buying it. It's your call.
Yeah, I love that. I had a very similar experience because I have candles. So I feel like it's very oversaturated. Everybody's selling candles. You could just buy it at, any type of mainstream store. So I decided to make it more of an experience. So instead of just having the candle, you buy the candle and that's it. You have a whole collection. Like you have the candles, the affirmation, the crystals. And I started this podcast to kind of branch away from the candles. So when I moved down here, I stopped making candles and I just started focus on podcasts and interviews. And people were like, where are the candles? Like, what are you doing? So I ended up starting to make them again, but I do want to stream away. I don't want to just be one thing. We're multifaceted, We have multiple talents, and we can grow and expand. And if people don't want to grow with you, they get left. I feel like your real supporters are gonna stick with you, ups and downs, no matter what you choose to do. If it's your business at the end of the day. So Kaylin and Error, they go hand in hand. So whatever Kaylin grows, Error's gonna grow and change. And so your real supporters are gonna support you and follow you throughout it all.
Yeah, yeah, I can heavily believe that because it's like the people that rock with me now, they've been sticking by my side through everything, running out of money, not having designs, like it's all crazy. So it's gonna be a little family for a little while. We're gonna grow an audience, we're gonna build an audience, and then we're gonna take off. It's just gonna be the way it is. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what I gotta do. Like right now, I'm about to switch my entire job field just to make more money so I can put more money back in the air and make more air.
Hmm. And it's all gonna be worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
at the end of the day, you know what's best for your own business. So and one of my favorite, like, the thing I had to tell myself is don't take advice from people who are not doing it. So people who haven't started their own business, who haven't experienced entrepreneurship, and they're giving you feedback, but they don't know what the ins and outs are. Just take it in one ear and out the other one.
Like literally, like people were telling me like, oh, this isn't gonna sell, this isn't gonna sell. Like even when I dropped the hoodies the first time, everybody was trying to tell me, oh, don't do hoodies, they're just gonna sit, like no one's gonna buy them. They sold out twice, twice, and I was
Congratulations.
like, I can do this. I'm
Yeah.
not here to hear the bullshit, man. Like I'm here to do this my way, and we gonna get there when we get there.
Yep. And some people they put that negativity into you, that fear into you because they see what you can be. And they're scared themselves, like, okay, well, if Kaylin blows up and makes all this money, what happens to me? What happens to our relationship? Can I still get free merch? Can I still get this and that? Like,
Right. Like, bro, I got a team of people behind me right now. Like the people that are really closest to me and are helping me build this day and night. I'm always gonna take care of them regardless. Like it's in my nature to do that. Like if you're on it, if you was with me when I was down, what makes you think you're not gonna be there when I'm up? Like, come on
exactly.
now, be for real.
Exactly.
You don't gotta switch up. You don't gotta change just because I'm changing the way I live.
hmm That fear. You can't pe fear people let fear control them so much. And it's like just live life, experience the up and downs. Like we said before, you cannot succeed without failure. So try it out. What's that song? Shakira, try everything.
Yeah, try everything.
Yes. And but stick something's gonna stick, you know? Can't be
Something gonna stick. Something's gonna stick. Believe that. I'm a black creative. I live 15 minutes outside of Atlanta. If I can't make a story out of that, I can't make a story out of nothing.
yeah. Yeah, I think you should keep going. You're doing great. You're young, you're smart, you have a strong head, and you're gonna do great things.
I've had to let go of business opportunities just because they didn't fit what my vision was trying to show people. You know what I mean? Like I had to make it basically like I was starting over because I refused to give up control of my business in order to get funding. Like it just wasn't gonna happen. So I ran out of money. It happens. I was broke, like real broke. Had to pay for a house, had to pay for a car. Cool. I got to take care of that first, regardless. But even now, starting over, I feel better every day, waking up knowing that I've done this with my own two hands and I never had to give somebody else control over my business or my money.
Yes. And you're building a legacy. Like everything that you're doing, how headstrong you are. A lot of people are like weak-minded. Even like big industry people, like artists and stuff like that, they will sell anything, like sell their soul away to just get a
A
deal with
couple
them.
dollars, bro, be
Yeah.
in a 720 deal. You gonna be singing the same song for the rest of your life, bro. You gonna be in the Chili's one day performing live. Think about that.
I can't. But people like you who are headstrong and know what they want for their business, they're gonna last long and generations after generations because you're gonna instill that into your future whoever, like not even just kids, like whoever you pass on your heritage to. So I think it's really important to have that mindset. How do you think your purpose or why has evolved over time since you first started?
I think at first I just wanted to prove that I could make something cool and make money from it. And over time, it became more about building a legacy and building something that people can genuinely like connect with. I wanted to create freedom for myself first and foremost, and then represent the people who feel like they're unheard or the people that feel like they aren't seen, you know? Like I wanted to make my mark without becoming somebody that I'm not. Like that was the biggest thing for me. Like I wanted to still be the same Kalen, whether I drive a raggedy old Ford or a nice Porsche. You know what I mean? Like I'm still the same me
Mhm.
through and through.
All right, Kaylin. My last question for you. Are you ready?
Shoot, let's do it. Let's do it.
If your younger version of yourself was listening to this podcast, what advice would you say to him?
I would tell him that realistically, he's not behind. You know, he's just kind of like building without any sort of like guideline. Every mistake doesn't mean that you're a failure. You know, like I've had to tell myself that, and that starting over doesn't really like erase what you've learned in a sense. It just means that you have a new slate to start with. You have to keep creating, keep learning, keep trusting your instincts. Moving with a solid purpose and standing on principle is always going to be the best thing you can do in any situation because I struggled with that for so long. I was always like a people pleaser as a kid. I always wanted to make people happy. I always wanted to do what they wanted me to do. And it took me losing people and going through stuff to like really help me grasp the fact that if I'm not happy with what I'm doing, I can't make other people happy. And if I try to make other people happy, even when I'm not happy, all they're gonna see is me not being happy. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation no matter what.
Yeah. I think that's very insightful to say. I know that you're in early 20s, right? So yeah, the knowledge that you have now is just going to keep growing. And the point that you said, just because you have to start over doesn't mean that you're starting like from a blank slate. You have all the knowledge that you had before, and now you just have a new opportunity to present yourself. I feel that I resonated with that a lot because I'm moving from a different state, so I feel like I'm rebuilding my life, and I wanted to revert back to like that smaller version of myself. But no, I have new experiences. I learned so much in the past couple years, and I can share this version of myself with these new people down here.
Yeah, man, that's the biggest thing. Like you have to understand. And like it's crazy for me because like I just went through a bunch of trauma, man. Like everybody asks me like why I'm so headstrong or why I have such a big purpose, bro. You just if you go through enough, it'll teach you enough and you'll learn enough and you'll be like, okay, cool. This is how I gotta move from here on out. And it's not always good either. Don't get me wrong. Trauma can create bad decisions, root bad habits. But one thing I will say is no matter what, you got to trust yourself and trust whoever you're asking to lean the faith on, whether that be God, whether that be Buddha, whether that be your ancestors, whether that be the people around you. You have to trust that the company that you keep will always lead you in the right direction, even if they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have faith somewhere.
Yep. And that's a learning experience in itself. If you have that trust towards somebody and then they lead you astray, you can reevaluate yourself and be like, okay, where did I let my guard down here and fix it for the next person? And then
Yeah.
another thing that you said, you felt like you were um, always playing catch up and you're not behind. And I feel like, especially people with minorities, um, we are always feeling like we have to catch up to
Yeah.
everybody else.
Like, that was like the biggest thing. And that's why I had to get away from social media. Like, I see kids younger than me with more money, and it's
Mhm.
like, okay, cool. But I got to realize I didn't come from a rich family. Like I have a first generation immigrated parent and an African American parent. We are starting from nothing, building from nothing. There's nowhere for us to catch up to. We weren't ever behind. We just started out,
Yeah.
and accepting that and processing that along with the lessons that growing up in a family like that has taught me has pushed me a lot further than any sort of trust fund or check amount will ever.
Mhm. Yeah, the experiences we learn um, throughout the trauma, you said like even good, bad, we learn things and we can apply that to our future and to our goals. And we learn a lot of things that people who are just handed everything don't really know and will never learn.
Yeah.
Yes. So do you have anything else you want to add?
Right now, I'm about to go drop a promo code on my site. You'll get 20% off buying one of these. This is a keychain. It's also a bottle opener. This is available on 404air.bigcartel.com. Get you one of these. We got t-shirts coming soon. We got baby tees for the girls coming soon too. And to everybody that's watching this, whether it be one person or 1,000, trust yourself, trust your instincts, and trust the process. You have to. Even when it seems like it's not working, that's the time you should really, really trust. Because without any sort of trust in yourself or the goals that you have, all you'll stand on is nothing. And if you stand on nothing, you'll have nothing. If you have nothing, you'll feel like nothing. And if you feel like nothing, you are nothing. Because the state of mind is your state of being.
Yes. You should put that on a shirt. Put that quote on a shirt. That was really good.
Yeah. My mom used to tell me that all the time.
It's beautiful. That's another point I wanted to say. Like when you said that your mom was very anal with like grammar and making sure you were spelling things correctly. I think that's another point. Like they push us so hard. So it's a famous saying. I don't want to mess it up, but like to be twice as good, to be half as good, we have to work twice as hard. And I feel like our parents really instilled that into us. And it could be a blessing and a curse, but the people who actually apply it and put their best foot forward no matter what, not just trying to compare and compete with other people, but like challenging yourself each day to be a better version of yourself, right? I think that will take you all the way to the stars, you know?
Yeah,
So,
and
mm,
it's always gonna be like the hard work beat talent when the talent don't want to work hard.
yeah,
So you just gotta do what you gotta do, no matter what.
definitely. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I really
Yes.
appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, my pleasure. And your story, I feel like, is a reminder to always stay true to yourself and don't be scared to start over. Sometimes a fresh start is needed to look at things in a new perspective. To our listeners, we hope today's conversation helps you unpack your why and motivates you to discover your inner diamond.